What is up, you guys? Welcome to the collective. My name is Furman, and in this video we are going to be talking about the Steam Deck. Now, why do I think it's a good idea to talk about this thing? Honestly, because of the fact that everybody else is talking about it. I mean, it's a really huge deal. But is it as big of a deal as people are making it out to be?
Oh yeah!
Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content. Alright guys, so let's get into it. So the Steam Deck, this ridiculous monstrosity of a Switch knockoff, or not really a Switch knockoff, is basically real, and it is a real thing. It's pretty much a portable PC. Now this thing is kind of crazy because not only has it been stirring up a lot of controversy, but because of the fact that, it's kind of going to make a lot of things really obsolete. Like one of the biggest things as far as like the PS Vita goes, or older retro tech and stuff like that, the biggest appeal to it was being able to do a mod or hack it or jailbreak it, whatever term you want to use. Basically get into it and make it do something it's not supposed to do. That's all gone now. I mean, it is all gone. Literally. We have this big, massive thing, which is actually a little bit bigger than the Nintendo Switch. It does look a bit clunky, but I do like the fact that it is bigger. I just hope that it's not as heavy as they're saying it is, because the Switch, playing it for a while does kind of wear on you. So, yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait till we get our hands on it and see how that goes. But, yeah, this thing is pretty much going to be making a lot of retro things like that really obsolete, because of the fact that, one, it's a Steam Deck. It is literally a portable PC. And two, you'll be able to like add windows to it and pretty much open it up to all of that. The how to really play games, but not in the most legal way unless you own it. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I think it looks really cool. I'm not really crazy about the button scheme. Like, I feel like that's gonna wear on people after a while, extended periods of uses and stuff like that. I think that might not be a good choice, but we're just gonna have to get our hands on it and see how it is. So let's talk price. Price is $399, I believe, $400 for the base model, and then there is a $529 model, and then a $649 one. Now, from what I'm reading here, the $529 one, or the mid-tier one, is probably going to be the one that sells out the fastest. Because of the fact that it does bring a 256 gig NVMe SSD, which is pretty much something that the PS5 has. So we're talking really, really good stuff for your console. The $400 one only brings 64 gigs of storage, and it's not even an SSD. So yeah, I don't even know why they would even put that out, but hey. And then there's the $649 one, which is the top tier one, and that one brings a 512 gig one. Now this is the one that I pre-ordered just because of the fact that I don't want to have to be dealing with storage or any of that kind of stuff. I don't want any issues with it, and yeah, so that's pretty much the one that I went with. And that one also does come with an anti-glare glass, an exclusive virtual keyboard theme, a custom carrying case, and the aforementioned Steam profile bundle. So yeah, that's pretty much the one that I picked. I just feel like it's the best bang for your buck, Yeah, so that's pretty much where we are with that. Now, I'm not gonna get too into the specs because although I do love specs, I don't really specialize in it because I'm not real tech savvy when it comes to the intricacies of it. I remember things like, NVMe SSD, all those buzzwords, those little blast processing.
So what's blast processing do?
But as far as that goes, that's pretty much where my knowledge is at when it comes to that. So yeah, it looks like it has a Zen 2 processor. It's got a GPU on it. It's got some RAM. Yeah, so as you guys can see, the weight is about 1.5 pounds, and so that is a little bit heavier than the Switch is. So that's kind of where I was worried at, but we'll see. The video output though is really interesting because it can output 4K 120 hertz. Hello. This is basically where people start saying, oh, it's the Switch killer, even though it's not, because we all know that we bought the Nintendo Switch for its games. Not necessarily because of the fact that it's a really awesome portable console. Now the screen size is a 7-inch screen, and it kind of sucks. I really wish they would have gone OLED with it, but you know, it would have just made it way more expensive, so I get why they did that. And it is a 1280 by 800p screen, so there's that. Not the best, but you know, technically better than the Switch. And the battery life is kind of, this is where it kind of hurts a little bit. It's a 40 watt hour battery, and it is estimated about 2 to 8 hours. So that is like some really crazy range. I kind of wish they would have just invested a little more and put a battery that, you know, more like an all-day battery, kind of like what the iPad has or something like that. I really feel like that would have been better for that, because you know, people are going to be playing the heck out of this thing. So it would suck if you play a really high demand game, and you know, 2 hours in, the battery's gone pretty much, like you're just done. It does say that the Steam Deck is going to be upgradable, so you're going to be able to upgrade it in the future. I don't really know too much about that, but that sounds really interesting, and I really can't wait to see how that's going to turn out. But the cool thing about it is basically launch the entire Steam library is going to be in it. So I mean, you have games that you can buy and play on it out of the box. A huge library. So yeah, maybe these consoles should start learning about that, because I don't know if you guys remember, but when they released the PS4 and the Xbox One, it was like bare bones, and it sucked because all we had is those 5 or 10 games to play, and that was pretty much it. Luckily, they learned their lesson with the PS5 and the Series X, where you know, you have Game Pass and you have a massive library for the PS5. So there was a lot of games to play, even though they weren't like console exclusives. So that's a good thing. Now they did talk about there's some games that, you know, the Steam Deck might not be able to play, like Apex and stuff like that. But honestly, when it comes to that, I really don't care. I could care less. Like, I'm not even playing those type of games anyways, because I kind of hate them. But that's just me. And yeah, so overall, I think it's I wouldn't call it a Switch killer like people have been calling it, but I will say this is like, it's almost like a new gateway into the whole PC realm. Like, you know, a lot of people that have been iffy, you know, and I put myself in that category. This is perfect for me because I've never been 100% into PC, even though I know I'm going to eventually make a PC, you know, build one and do that kind of stuff. I've just never been into that just because I've been more of a console gamer, and that's fine. So, you know, being able to have that is going to be a huge benefit for me. So just off of that, man, you're adding like millions of people to this Steam market. And I mean, that's a huge thing. I just saw an interview that, what's his name, Gabe Newell did, where he basically talked about that. He pretty much said, you know, there's going to be a lot of people that don't really play PC games and are now going to have a leg up to do that. Sure, they might not be able to play, you know, like maximum settings, but at least they'll be able to play them. It's better to play them and not have them as nice looking than to not be able to play them at all, right? So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about that. Thank you guys for tuning into this video, and thank you guys for watching to the very end. I know it has been a little bit of a while. It's been about like 2 or 3 weeks since my last video that I actually made. Not including the one from last week, because that was forgot to upload that in June. But yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I really appreciate you guys for taking me to 700 subscribers. I think right now we're about 715, so we are steadily growing, and I don't know why, because I suck, but yeah, I really appreciate you guys. So we will see you guys on the next video. Peace.